Alright, here we are on video 2 speaking about my relationships and how I view them. And so, you know, people could ask, well, why did you do that? Why did you show your sexual? Well, even she asked me that. She says to me, why, if all you say is true about me, why would you cross that line with me? Now, what was good about that? Though the fact that she finally said something to me and communicated with me. You know, I said what I said, hoping, excuse me, that we could talk about everything. And I told her in the letters, I want to talk to you about everything. Everything. Becoming friends with you, getting to know you again, talk to you about my responsibility financially to you when we're back together, talk about trips we could take, restaurants we can go to, good fun outings we could plan together and do, dinners that we could talk about making, you know, planning dinners and then going out to Food Town in our area and doing grocery shopping together, you know, doing laundry together, going to a laundromat together and just doing laundry together. These are things that build a relationship. Even this, what we consider to be small things, vacuuming together, dusting together, you know, doing gardening together, going bike riding together on a nice day, or maybe playing tennis or squash against the wall, horseback riding, horse and buggy ride, renting a car and just going upstate and just enjoying each other. You see, those are what we call recreational activities that are absolutely essential if you're going to bond and have a great time with the girl you're with. But I put all this on paper, and I wrote a lot of letters purposely. And the reason I did it is because I wanted her to know exactly how I feel. Billy Joel has a song, tell her about it, tell her everything you feel, you know, do it, boy. I'm trying to remember all the lines of this song, but she says, if you have the opportunity, tell her everything you're thinking. Regardless how she reacts, let her know what you're thinking. Because a woman can't read your mind, so they need to know what you're thinking so that as they can step back and make a decision and think about things, that gives them the right to breathe over what you said. Was she upset about the sexual comments? Somewhat, but I also know that she was turned on by them. Who wouldn't be? But she didn't understand why I crossed the line, and I kept stressing, this is who I am, communication. And I told her when we met, this is what you're going to get with me. I said, you need to compare me with all the other guys you know and see if I'm the type of guy you want to be with. I said, but with me, you're going to find out that how I feel about you, I want you more than I want anybody else. And we were going back and forth. I need to be consistent with only her. That'll help her see that I really want her alone. Consistency. Just to be consistent. Over and over again, be consistent so she can come up to the viewpoint in her emotions that, yeah, he really means it. That he really does want me. Now I have to make a decision if I'm going to start a relationship with him too. Women need to know this. That you're consistent and faithful for them, because deep down they want one man who will be faithful to them. One man. So she asked me all the right questions in our meeting, and in the email she said a lot of things with a defense up. She had to, which is understandable. She had to have the defense up because she can't let the defense down until she gets her questions answered. And her questions are very important to me. And men, you better make sure that whenever a woman acts a certain way, that you may not like, don't take it personally. You want her to react a certain way so you can learn how to love her through it and help her understand that you understand all her concerns because they're valid. Until she gets to know you better, until you help her see that she can let her down her guard little by little by little by little, she's going to test you. And she needs to test you so she can see that you're genuine that you care about her. And so when she sent me the email, I didn't react angrily. I sent her an email back, answering a few things, and I said, congratulations, you finally talked to me a little bit. It took you a while, but okay, let's talk about some of the stuff you brought up. And I did. And I was loving to her, and I said to her, I understand how you think, here. Why was that good? Because everything she said I could respond to in a positive way, first to help her see that I understood everything she was saying, which is what understanding is about. That's why she said, why would you cross the line with me? Well, I needed to answer that so she could see I understand. Why? Glenn, answer me. And I did. I was able to see, because I desire you in a sexual way, because I have the hots for you. Okay? But it's controlled in that I'm not going to exercise that until you would decide to become my wife. Then in marriage, as the book of Hebrews says, the marriage bed is undefiled. In the Christian context, it says the marriage bed is undefiled, meaning the marriage bed is clean. If you read the book of Song of Solomon in the Old Testament, you're going to see a man and a woman with a high sex drive toward each other and expressing themselves in a very sexual way, in very poetic ways of saying it. But you've got to read this book. It's the book of the Song of Solomon by King Solomon. It's in the Old Testament. Read this. You're going to say, wow. I didn't know that, this was all in the Bible. Yeah, read it. It's great. God created the sexual drive in males and females. Be fruitful and multiply, he told Adam and Eve, and they couldn't have done that unless they were feeling the sexual urge toward each other. Okay? But you see, what I believe about this is that in the marriage, it's where it's best. And before God, if you do what's right before God and before the woman that you say you love, if you do what's right, you want to lead her properly. The reason I told her all this is that I wanted to know everything I'm thinking, but I want to lead her in proper stages. And I told her, when she agreed to have a meeting with me, which she did meet with me, she could have said no, but she said yes. And it took courage on her part. There were fears in her, I'm sure. She wasn't sure how it was going to be and how it was going to turn out. But she met with me, and she stayed for 3.5 hours. And the reason she stayed so long is because of the way my heart attitude was toward her. She realized that I was being respectful and listening to her and letting every grievance show, and I was answering every grievance. As I let her speak, I would keep quiet and listen, and then understand what she said, and then I would communicate back to her that I understood and why I understood. And when she'd say to me, okay, if you say you understand, can you understand why I felt this fear or concern? Glenn, can you understand? And I not only said yes, I told her why. I said, because I felt fear or this concern when this happened, so I could understand. And every time I brought that up, she would soften more. She was softening more and more and more. It's called making a woman feel comfortable. What she said to me was in the email, that meeting, she says, I want you to keep your distance. And meaning don't touch me, don't try anything. I just want to come and talk with you and gain some peace in this. I took advantage of the situation, first to show her that the Glenn she knew when she was with me not only is the same Glenn, but also it's gotten older and more wiser. But I still cared for her the way I got to know her for the first 8 years I knew her. You have to be consistent. The only way a woman is ever going to gain trust is if you are consistent, man. And no matter how many years they may be with you, you have to have a consistent heart, so that the consistency will keep on giving her a heart of trust towards you. And those are the seeds and the foundation where love is blossoming and trust is blossoming, friendship is blossoming, but you're going to have to learn to communicate for as often as you're together, every day, every single day, some type of good communication, so that the relationship stays fresh and alive and keeps on growing for as many years as you will be together. That's life. But you're going to have to be consistent. Well, when we met, I focused on her. She was important that day, not me. I showed her my concerns and my love for her, and I was strong many times in the things I said. But what I told her was this, I said to her, hon, after we spoke about a number of things, I said, I want to make love to you right now. And I told her this a number of times in the course of our conversation. So I want to make love to you right now. I want to shut everything down and just take you away somewhere and just make love to you for days. She got really quiet, She's so beautiful. She's so adorable, this girl. But I kept saying to her, but you know something? I wouldn't. And even, I said, not that I wouldn't want to, I do want to, but I said, I want to honor you and respect you so you see that I mean business. That here I am face to face with you, and I'm still trying nothing. Even all those sexual desires I expressed to you in the letters, I'm not trying anything now to show you I'm telling you the truth. That your name means honor. I want to honor you just as like I said, stuttering here. I want to honor you just like I said. And I want that to make an impact on you. That's why I said to her, I want you to compare me with all the other guys you know. Now, yes, when it comes to how I view sexual feelings, yes, I'm like any other guy. And she says to me, yeah, you're just like any other guy when it comes to this. But I want her to come to know one of these days and have a reversal in her attitude, that she'll say, he's not like other guys. He has the same sexual urges like any other guy, but he respects me, and he's not touching me. He has a desire for me, and that's good. It's healthy. But it's to be expressed in marriage. And the reason I believe that so strongly is because of my Christian faith in Jesus Christ. I want to honor him, and because I want to do what's right, and I believe Jesus on this, who says, whoever honors me, him my Father will honor. That's why I will not touch her sexually until we're married. Will I want to? Of course. Will I think about it? Yes. Will I have every thought that you could ever possibly conceive about sexual relations and what all that involves? Absolutely. I'm no phony when it comes to that. Of course I think about it. I told her so in the letters. She knows how I think. What I want to do with her, what I want to do to her, what I want her to do with me, what I want her to do to me. But I kept stressing over and over and over and over again, in marriage, in marriage, in marriage only, not before then, not before then. So she knows, and I believe now she knows I'm telling the truth, or at least is begun to trust me there, because when I was with her, I didn't try anything. I didn't even try to kiss her. Oh, I wanted to. I wanted to make out with her for hours. But because she said to me in the email, keep your boundary, keep your distance, I did. Why? To respect her. So the seeds of trust could begin to be rebuilt between us. I'm telling you, man, take a lesson from me. I could teach you something. If you'll listen to me, I could teach you something. I'm talking about men who don't know this stuff. There are men who know this stuff. There's a number of men, but there's not many men that do. So you need to listen and learn from me, because it's not that I'm an expert on this. It's by the experience of what to do right every time you're with this girl that you say you love, so that she will feel comfortable with you, that her heart will be more geared to be open to trust you again, and the mind and emotions that shut down in her will be more freed by your response and how you act and behave in front of her. That's why I say it's not the emails or the letters so much. It's face-to-face. That's the most important thing. That's most important. And so I said to her,